open up
All
the
right.
doors.
All right, so this has been going on, around a lot in streaming on Twitch, Mixer, and it's like a topic that I want to hear other people. I know me and Goldie have kind of talked about it a little bit, but when people troll you in your chat, like if you guys see on Twitter, I troll Octane a lot, right? That I'm gonna go into the first segment.
No, that never happens.
Okay, but I was gonna go to the thing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 4 of Dads in Gaming. My name is Octane Pro, and as always, I am joined by my awesome co-host. We have Glock9 and also Goldie. How's it going, gentlemen?
What up?
How's it going?
All right, so we are week 4 into this, folks. Guess it means we have some commitment to it. I can't say we're 4 weeks into the gym, but we're at least 4 weeks into podcasting. We're as we've said in the past, we're still learning. We're getting our feet off the ground with it, so a little bit at a time. But other than that, I thought I'd throw it over to you, Goldie. What's been new with you? Anything new, dad life, or anything like that?
Yes, today was a very exciting day for me. We finally got the adoption of my daughter, Haley. It finally went through. It's been a long road. It's been long.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's been a long, drawn-out 2 years. I mean, she's 4 years old. We've had her since she's 3 days old. But the last 2 years have been a definite fight. Have been.
Is that
lawyers,
the shirt?
courts.
Is that the shirt I see there?
Yeah. So after court, everybody wore shirts. It's
Nice.
Heroes. This is my niece, all my kids, and then on the back.
Oh, that's cool.
All of us. So
now,
yeah.
were you a foster parent at first, or how did you come into that?
So she's biologically my brother's
Okay.
child, and he's an unfit parent.
Okay. Sure.
The biological mother is unfit. This is Haley was her third child from a third different man. She actually has 4 children from 4 different men, and
Wow.
she's just an unfit parent. So when we found out that she was pregnant, the state of Maine, because that's where she was born, said they were going to step in and put her into a foster care.
Jeez.
And myself, my wife, which I mean, if anything with my wife, I owe her everything for the moment she said, "Let's do this," because at the time we had a 3-month-old. My son was 3 months old, and then Haley was born, and so now we were bringing an infant and a 3-day-old in.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been a long fight. I'm really excited. I'm really tired, so I might not be as my normal self tonight. It's been a long day, but yeah, I'm really excited, and we're happy, and I'm happy it's over. And tomorrow I leave for PAX East for 3 days, so. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Drink any Coronas.
Yeah. Don't. Well, first off, I think it's awesome about your daughter. Now, this is your 4th, you said, right?
Yeah. So, she was actually technically she came in and became my 3rd.
Okay. Sure.
And then we had my other daughter Cora, who is 2 years old. She'll be 2 years. She'll be 2 years next month.
So you're getting the snip we talked about sometime soon, I would hope. I mean,
I don't have to. My wife.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was gonna say you're insane. You're just like my wife and I wanted to have 2 and be done. So when I see people that are like more than that, I'm like, you people, I don't know how you do it. Like I really don't know how you do it. And now I have a 3rd, and I'm like, all right, I guess I know how to do it.
We had my son, my oldest. He's 6. He just turned 6. 17 months later, we had my other son. 3 months after he was born, Haley came, and then we, so we went from 2 to 3 like quick,
yeah.
And then, an exciting night camping on the beach.
You man,
he always tells a beach story.
He's like a buddy, man. You're like a bunch of rabbits over there. You guys gotta calm it down.
Brought over Cora. So yeah, and then that's when we were like, we're done.
Yes. Well, that's awesome. And you you talked about hitting off and going to PAX.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a ton of tweets about that. A lot of groups and people backing out, unfortunately. Did PAX reach out to anyone like who bought tickets with just any like, hey, heads up, we know it's going to be kind of light at all?
Not that I know of. They did on their website put a whole, warning. This is what it is.
Don't
they
shake
put,
hands. Don't do.
yeah, pretty much.
No hugs.
Sanitizer.
No
Yeah,
hugs.
cover your goddamn mouth when you cough.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like a copy and paste from the CDC. But
Smart.
Yeah, it is smart on there.
Reliability.
I do know a lot of people that were going to be going and have reached out and said, "Hey, I'm not going now."
Yeah.
This morning it was a last minute thing right before we went to court. I was just like, I really want to go to PAX. And my wife was like, just go.
That's awesome. Your wife's awesome.
Go. She is. She really.
My wife would never be like, no, go. Like, go do it. Like,
Same.
Yeah.
She'd be like, wait, you want to, like, with High Res Expo, it's usually like, wait, you want to leave for a week? Like, what? like, yes.
Well, the only thing she said to me was, I'm fine with you going, but at HRX next year, I'm going with you. Like, she really enjoyed herself last time. So she really enjoyed herself last time. So she's like,
awesome.
Go, but I don't care. We're definitely going to HRX next year again.
That's cool.
Sure.
Well, that's like my wife, and TwitchCon's only 4 hours away from me. My wife already said, "Well, you're on Mixer now. Why are you going to TwitchCon?" I'm like, it's 4 hours away. I know people that are going to be there. I don't have to be on Twitch. Just go to TwitchCon.
Yeah.
It's right here. It's in my same state. She goes, "Well, you going to HRX too?" I'm like, yeah.
My answer would have been maybe. Maybe.
Possibly.
So
we'll figure it out when the time comes.
So Glock, what's new with you? Anything going on in your world?
No, just sick kids working on stream stuff, and I've really I've always been into the whole charity thing. But you guys have probably seen my social media. I have been all up in charity, man. There's things. I mean, I'm gonna talk about it later. Okay. But I know people that actually work at these hospitals that we're raising money for.
Okay.
And I'm getting like a full-on tour of one of them coming up here pretty soon.
Nice.
And we're actually, I actually get to go meet some of these kids and get to see exactly what these donations are going towards.
You should record that. You should record
that.
I'm
going to. I already asked permission. He had to go ask permission if I could record certain things.
Yeah.
Me meeting kids and stuff like that. Apparently, because he runs a lot of the stuff, and apparently he was telling me that they're, and one of the reasons I keep my stream teen rated is he was telling me some of the kids that are there actually watch me on Mixer, stuff like that. So that was actually really cool. And then so I mean, we're smashing the goal so far this year compared to last year. I just started doing it last year, so
okay.
Yeah, that's I've gone full head into charity stuff.
I'll give you the reason for that.
Why?
Because you're on Mixer this
year. Oh my god!
I didn't start doing the Extra Life charity until summer last year. Like, someone invited me to it. I really didn't know much about it, so I got like a late start. Right. And then this year it's just like last year I think my goal was $1,000 for the year, and we got for the half year we got to like 7 something.
Wow!
And my goal for this year, I was like, that's it. We're doing 2,000. We're doing one dedicated stream a month, just charity. And after month 2, we're at 875 out of 2,000 already.
That's awesome.
That's good.
And it's insane. I was like, wow.
Yeah, there is. I mean, a lot of the big streamers have done it, and like Dr. Lupo is like one of those ones that like hit that crazy number. But like,
2 million.
It's just one of those things where there are some streamers and content creators that like that's their thing. Like, that's what they're known. That's what they're known for. That's what they do. Like, and there's a whole culture around that entirely.
Well, and I was explaining it to someone at work, and I said, we all stream, we all like getting subs, embers, and stuff like that. But I was like, there's nothing that compares to knowing that you're raising money that could potentially not just change a child's, like, could change a family's life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I've been looking into like what all the money goes towards, and like it's not just for treatment or like because basically like. The hospital I do is Valley Children's Hospital. It's like partnered with St. Jude, so it basically is a part of the St. Jude family. So kids don't have to pay a bill. There's no bill for it. Mm-hmm. It goes into research and new facilities, all this other stuff. And I looked into it. There's not you get those charities where like, oh, well, like 10% is taken out for these guys.
Yeah.
No, then there's none of that in this one. So that's why it's like, now that I know, I found out a while ago that it's all legit. I was like, you see what's going towards. It's absolutely amazing. So it's
absolutely.
like a big focus of mine for moving forward. Like when someone drops $100, like some people did, and I had someone in my chat drop $250 at one point. I was like, oh my god,
yeah,
like. That got me a little more emotional than when people have dropped like 100 gifted subs at times. It's like, dude, this is amazing. We're doing something good here.
No, that's awesome. Good for you. That is definitely a good feeling, to say the least. Warm and fuzzy. The warm and fuzzy.
Yeah. How about you, Octane?
My family is getting through passing the colds around. I feel like everyone in my house has had it over the last month, and head colds and stuff like that. So we're finally through it. So now I'm like, hand sanitizer everywhere. Like, don't touch anything. I got through it pretty good. I think I had like one day where like I just came home and pounded medicine, and it was like, oh god, it's gonna happen tomorrow. I'm gonna get it, and then woke up and was fine. But we're kind of just thankful, counting our blessings, that we are not sick right now. Which has been a big one in that regard. Other than that, nothing else too crazy. I'm going on my side of the world. Just been getting in some streams here and there. Really been buckling down, as I talked about before the show, on just like social media and analytics and kind of diving into that stuff and trying to expand YouTube. I am 1,000 hours away on YouTube from being able to monetize finally. So nice. You have to hit the way. So I was talking to a friend of mine today about it. Was like, you used to, the YouTube of old, we'll call it, you could put any video up and monetize instantly. Right. Well, now you can't do that. You have to have 4,000 hours of content consumed within a 12-month period in order to unlock it. And so, and I was looking at some of my charts, and like, I messed around with YouTube, over the last like year, but I would like, I think I have over 500 videos on YouTube, but 99% of them are garbage. Like, they're just Let's Plays. And like, they're a dime a dozen. They're not highlights. It's just like Let's Plays. Like, here's my Realm Royale match, or here's my StarCraft 2 match, or whatever. And it's like I haven't had a lot of luck there. So I started going back through and like purging old videos that like aren't making progress. And then I actually looked at like, what are my top videos, and like cleaning up thumbnails, adding actually proper tags in. Because I'm going back and finding like, wow, I didn't know how to tag right here, or I didn't do descriptions right, or like, these thumbnails are garbage. Like, I could do so much better. So I'm kind of like doing a little spring cleaning there to try to push my numbers a little bit more. And I'm excited because I have 3 weeks worth of videos already scheduled.
Nice.
So I do about 2 to 3 videos. I do 2 videos planned a week, and then if something pops in Realm, then I'll go ahead and inject it. So it's nice to finally get ahead and not have to worry about it. So that's been nice. So that's kind of what I've been up to. Nothing as impactful as charities or impactful as child adoption, but
not right now, not this moment.
we charities, maybe. Child adoption, hell no. Sorry, love you, but no. I got 3. We're good. There is no room at the inn. I'm sorry. But cool. So other than that, we are on Twitter now. Goldie, you want to kind of give some details on that?
Yes, we are on Twitter. It's at Dads and Gaming. I've been enjoying it. I have my normal Twitter, but like, it's nice to have a Twitter that I could just kind of mess around with and play with, and just go on and like and retweet and not have to really focus on, unless it's for content.
Sure.
So it has been nice, but yeah, definitely at Dads and Gaming.
Cool.
And
yeah, I was just making myself a note to add it to our overlay for future shows, so that it'll at least be up there, which I think will be good. And it'll be nice because now we can start to like put everything out through there and then just retweet that, which will be nice, like episode details and like, hey, we're on Spotify, hey, we're on here, stuff like that. Which, leading in, okay, we'll just lead right in. Let's talk about the audio version. In the past few episodes, we've been talking about expanding kind of our platform. So take it away.
So we've been on Podbean, which was an adventure in itself.
Learning opportunity.
Yes, a challenge. And so been working trying to get it onto Spotify. Finally figured it out. And I was expecting it was going to take a little time. I mean, yesterday morning I applied to go on Spotify, and within a few hours, Glock was messaging us, "Hey, we're on Spotify."
I was on Spotify and I just happened to type out, Dads in Gaming, and boom, and it all popped up, and I was like, "Yo, we're on here, dude! This is like." So seeing your product, like what you're doing on Spotify of all platforms, you're like, oh my gosh, this is cool.
Yeah, as soon as you messaged
awesome.
I jumped on there. I was like, oh my god, this is great. So it's still a learning curve. It's like I was saying earlier, it's a whole nother language. I feel like when I first started streaming, it's learning different lingo. It's learning, what different sites do and what, it's fun. It's a challenge. It's I've been enjoying the challenge, but it is a challenge.
So what is, for our listeners, what is your next one in your sites? What's your next focus?
I would like to try and get onto iTunes. That's going to be the next thing that I'm going to be looking to get us onto. I don't have an iPhone. I'm not part of that cool group.
Okay, hold on real quick. So you're talking about iPhones?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I've had an iPhone for my entire life. I did not know that they're over $1,000 now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
My wife needed a new phone because her battery dies so quick. I was like, let's get you a new phone. We got our tax returns. Excuse me, how much is the phone? You guys don't have the little square Nokia anymore?
Well, it's so interesting. So what
dude.
happened? What happened there was that they used to be cheaper because your Verizon's or your AT&T's had contracts for it. So you could say like, okay, you're going to do 2 years and we'll give you the phone for $100. And it was like, all right, cool. Awesome. Let's do it. But now the providers have moved entirely away from that. And it's like, you can use whatever type of deal. I was in the same boat. My wife and I both had the iPhone 6 SE, which is pretty much an
That's
iPhone.
What she had.
It was pretty much an iPhone 5. And we bought them like new years ago. And we've used them. And finally, like a few months ago, my phone just wouldn't charge anymore. Like I had to hold the charger in like perfect position.
That's what hers was doing.
And I was like, this.
And it wouldn't hold a charge.
And it was just one of those like, okay, this isn't going to work. So a buddy of mine had an S8 or S9. I can't forget. I have it right here. I don't know what model it is. And gave it to me for free because he upgraded. So I was like, awesome, a free phone. Like, thank you. And so I took that. It was cool. Well, now skip ahead a few months later. My wife like was talking last month and she's like in January and was like, yeah, so my storage is full. My phone runs like crap. Like, and I was like, all right, it's time. So I started looking, same thing, but I am a man who doesn't buy things new. So I went to Gazelle, and this stream is not sponsored by Gazelle, just saying. Gazelle.com and looked it up and was like, oh, let's get you an iPhone, like an iPhone 10 or whatever. And lo and behold, I ended up with like an iPhone 8 Plus for like $409. So it's an excellent condition. And that's what I went with. And it was like, I am not spending $1,000 on something that will be used, will be next year will be half the price. It was like, I will just buy it like off of Gazelle. And
they don't have like payment plans. Like
no, they don't do that.
AT&T does. Okay. But like AT&T wanted like $35 a month for the X amount of months. Luckily, they gave my wife, $300 for her 6S, and my thing is, she's had that phone for so long. Mm-hmm. I was like, you know what? You always get like, she was trying to tell me to get a new phone. And I don't use my phone. Right. I message this group more than anything. I don't text that much. I don't talk on the phone that much.
He uses Twitter more than anything in the world.
That's it. Twitter. That's about it. Other than that, it's like I was thinking about going back to a flip phone. So she goes, "Oh no, you get a new phone. Y'all get your phone." I'm like, "No, you never get the new stuff. I'm always getting like stuff for my stream or this and that." We got the tax.
He felt guilty because he spent all this money.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Wait till tomorrow. I'll send pictures to you guys of what's coming to my house tomorrow.
Yeah, I have a normal Android, so I don't know how iTunes works and iPhones, all that. So that's a whole nother thing I got to learn. So the plan is probably after I get back from PAX sometime next week. Cool. I'm going to be starting. I've been off this week from streaming. I just took a.
Good for you.
Took a whole week off. I just want to, enjoy the family, enjoy, just to recharge the batteries. So next week I'll be back to streaming. So I'm going to be hitting that grind a little harder. But hopefully within the next week or two, it'll be on iTunes. But I'm excited. It's now on Spotify. So that's, it's one step in the right direction.
Yeah. If you have questions with iTunes, I can get you connected with a buddy of mine named Garrett Weinzerl. He's very heavily involved in the Blizzard scene. He has multiple podcasts with Blizzard. He's connected with their devs, all that stuff. He has like 5 or 6, like he podcasts for a living. Like that's what he does. He literally podcasts for it. So I can get you connected with him because he turns up like a new podcast every few years in addition. And so maybe he can kind of help steer us in the right direction there as needed, which I think would be awesome.
Yeah.
So we'll dive in to kind of the body of this show. This was something that Glock 9 brought up as something that he wanted to talk about. And so it's all yours, man. Take it away, introduce it, open up the doors.
All right, so this has been going on, around a lot in streaming on Twitch, Mixer, and it's like a topic that I want to hear other people, I know me and Goldie have kind of talked about it a little bit, but when people troll you in your chat, like if you guys see on Twitter, I troll Octane a lot, right? That I'm gonna go into the first segment.
No, that never happens.
Okay, but I was gonna go to the thing like I've seen people that are really close friends with other streamers and stuff like that. And they come in their chat and they start messing with them, and then the person's just not in the mood, right? So, you have your friends that troll you. I mean, it kind of turns down to like, well, what were your mods doing when this was going on? Why wasn't this? If Goldie comes in my chat and starts messing with me, my mods are going to go, oh, it's just Goldie.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
And it comes down to I'm in charge of my own chat. If I don't sit there and, tell somebody, tell Goldie, hey, man, I had a rough day. I'm not in the mood.
Sure.
So it's like my whole thing is like people don't understand that you're in charge of your own chat. It's not like, it's not like I told Goldie that, hey, I'm not in the mood today, and then he keeps going, and then, hey, man, I'm really not in the mood, I'm about to time you out, and you keep going, then time him out. That's my biggest thing. That's what everyone needs to hear. If you're not in the mood and someone doesn't respect that you're not in the mood that day, they don't need to be in your chat that day. I don't care how well you know them, but if they don't respect that, then, see you tomorrow.
So, and I agree. And to add on to that, so the issue is like using me as an example. I'm a mod in your chat. So if I was to start coming in there and
he doesn't, by the way, not really. I'm just saying, just an example.
But so your other mods can't time mods can't be timed out. So it comes down to the streamer, and I don't even think you can time out a mod by yourself as a streamer.
Yeah, so I need to unmod him first.
You have to unmod him first. So what I do, and I've had this in the past, is I don't even need to time out. I just unmod him. Because immediately, the moment you unmod them, it's like, okay, because now their name is not, on Mixer, it's green. I know on Twitch you have the sword or whatever.
Yeah.
But so in chat, you're green. All of a sudden, boom, you're not green anymore. It's you're now fair game. And that's almost besides the, hey, I'm not in the mood. That's the second warning. Like you got my first warning. The second warning was you're no longer green. Don't go any further because it will be a timeout, and then from there, if I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah, it's interesting. So like, I've been streaming for about 7 years between Justin TV and Twitch, and I can't say I have a lot of trolling that gets to me. And I think, Glock had said something there too of like not in the mood, situations. I definitely have found myself in a situation where like I try not to stream when I'm not in the good, in a good mood. Now, granted, I understand it happens and stuff like that, but like, it's not a job for me. It's a hobby. So like, I'm okay with being like, hey, I'm not streaming tonight, whatever.
Do you have a schedule set?
I have a schedule set, but I don't stick to it very well.
But yeah, okay. See, okay, that's what I was saying. I have a schedule set, so I always go on no matter what, and they're just.
I've done the schedule set, and then see that good thing to roll into a little bit is like I've done the schedule thing, and then it feels like a job. Like when I've done the schedule thing, it'll be like dang, my kids are taking a little while to fall asleep. Oh man, I can't go live at exactly 9. And then I start to stress. I get frustrated. I'm rushing things. I'm going right from putting the kids to bed to coming downstairs and streaming, and I don't spend a lick of time like just chatting with my wife. So I have found that like, hey, I'm going to set a schedule, and most of my viewers who have been with me over the years know like if I say 9, it's usually 9 to 10. And I understand like one of the first things like that people will ask, not that I'm a big streamer, but that I'll ask like, hey, what do you recommend? And I will always say a consistent schedule, because I see it pay off for people. Like it is definitely paying off for someone like Glock9 or for Goldie here, who I will say, like I've even said to these guys before, they stream well more than I do. If I get 3 hours in a day and a night, that's a lot. That's a good chunk of change for me. Right. But that's also because I'm working a traditional job, kind of your 9 to 5 type of deal, versus Goldie's a work from home dad, and Glock9 has some weird ass schedule where he works, sleeps, and streams at
5 a.m. to 1:30 p.m.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, real quick, people always say, "Whoa, 5 a.m. am I do?" When I was 19 years old, I started this job. I was like, "Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna get up at 5 a.m." Now it's still rough to wake up, but when you get home at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you can go to the bank, no one's there. Go to the grocery store, no one's there.
He's that old. He's that 80-year-old man going to the.
I love it.
He's out in the middle. He's out in the middle of the day driving. Like, God, there's so many old people on the road right now. What is the deal? But no, to kind of circle back around to the whole trolling thing there. I will say that I've had trolls here and there, and like I've kind of found that I roll with it a little bit easier. I also find that it's very rare for me. Like I don't have many moderators, and I moderate my chat on my own 99% of the time. It is very rare. I think I had it a lot more with Smite, and I think it was just because the community was bigger. But I had a lot more trolling when I was involved with Smite, and like had people banned and had people timed out, and moderators take care of it. But now I don't know if it's just a lot of my community is Realm focused, and like Realm does feel more community based than like Smite did for me.
Yes.
I also know that someone like Glock, who's a very competitive person, like I've talked about in the past, you're either like super good and competitive or you're an entertainer, and it's hard to be both. I know that the better you are at a game and the more competitive you are at the game, I have found that trolls come out more. Like I see trolls in someone like Glock's chat more common, calling you out, backseat gaming, talking trash, whatever, versus someone like me who's just like, hey, let's play together, guys, let's do viewer games. Like totally different atmosphere. And I think that is some of it, because I think all three of us have different communities, and I think that's what makes us different, and it makes us successful in each of our different ways. But I do see it more on the competitive side.
So I see there's multiple levels of trolling and different types of trolls. So like going back to what you were saying with between Smite and Realm, I see it a lot with Fortnite and Realm. Realm, I still get trolls, but it's a different type of troll. It's more the backseat gaming. Fortnite, you're just getting the trolling of 1v1 me. You suck, you trash.
Me and Goldie had this conversation, and me and Goldie had the conversation where actually I had to tell my other mods, don't be so quick to ban, because me laying the smackdown on a troll is content.
Yeah, he's like video.
Yeah, so like the term I learned from Goldie when a level 1 with no profile picture on Mixer, was it Blueberry?
Blueberry, yeah.
A Blueberry comes in your chat and says, "Oh, you suck," your mama this, whatever, and then you get to say something back. It's funny.
It's fun.
That's different. It's not like they came in there and dropped a racial slur or like a homophobic slur or something like that.
Okay, those are gone immediately. Yeah,
instant ban. But like someone wants to come in there and say you suck, it's like, all right, let's go, Blueberry.
Let's have some fun. Get it. Yeah, the one I get a lot is, especially because I stream during the day, so I get a lot like you have no life.
Yep.
Get a job. All this, dude. I have a life. I have a wife, kids. I get to play video games for a living. Like
some of that.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, 1v1 me, dude. I just 1v1'd you in life, and I beat you. Like
some of that is jealousy though too. Like,
yes.
Like you could I think all of us could agree. Like it would be fantastic that our full-time job and we are a breadwinner is streaming and content creation. Like,
Right.
booyah! Like we get to do exactly what we want to do in life and enjoy that job 100%. Like if I could go ahead and say, hey, I have no concern about, I won the lottery today and I had millions of dollars, and it was like, great, what are you going to do? Well, I'm just going to go ahead and stream and create content for the rest of my life and then spend time with my family. It's like, damn, that's pretty dang good. But you got to remember, people see that and there's a jealousy side to it, but they don't know your backstory. And then like you end up defending yourself on streams to a troll saying those things. Well, hey, hang on, like my wife is the breadwinner in this situation, your situation here, and you know, you stay at home, you take care of the kids type of deal. So I fully understand as another dad and also knowing you more, but that's correct. Trolls come in, as you guys call them, blueberries, like, and you just they're just there to give you a hard time, and I can understand that totally what your approach is.
Right, and so I like to have fun with those. But there is times where I'm not in a great mood, but I'm in a good enough mood to give content, give streaming, but I'm not in the mood to deal with a troll. So it'll be immediate, like just ban them, you know, time them. One of the things I learned, and here's a little tip: when you ban somebody, especially after they followed you, you lose the follow. Now I know a lot of people don't care about follows not, but it is a number. So if they follow you and then start trolling you and you ban them, it pulls the follow. Yeah. If you time them out for 5 minutes, they're trolling, so they're not going to stick around. Yeah, so they're just, as soon as they realize they can't type anymore, they leave.
That reminds me of
they don't take the follow, so the follow stays, but they're gone. So it's just, you know, I've learned that over the last few months. Like, all right, well, you know what? Screw you. So
that reminds me of Glock 9's tweet the other day when it's like all these all these people complaining about follow bots. And then they're celebrating that, hey, I almost hit 10K followers.
Okay, hold on. Let me explain this. Okay, I made a tweet, and this happens all the time.
Awesome.
Okay, hold on. Let me explain this real quick. We've always had in the Realm Royale community a view bot thing, and there are people, I won't name names, that, you know, people that it's pretty obvious you're doing it to yourself and blaming other people, but that's because someone wants to tweet out, oh my god, someone follow botted my channel, I'm so mad, this is bullcrap. And then a week later, like, oh my god, we hit 8,000 follows, you guys are so amazing, the support's amazing, #humbled. You just tweeted out the numbers are inflated, and then you're gonna celebrate a number a week later. You know, I'm not buying it. And then, just so you guys know, in case you haven't found out, someone yesterday follow botted my Twitch. I'm not even on Twitch anymore, you idiot. Like, wrong channel. I started getting Twitch alerts on Streamlabs yesterday. I mean, what the heck? Yeah, I looked at my Twitch, and it was I think last I checked it was like 1,000 follows. I'm like, cool. All right. Having gone live in like 2 months on Twitch, I got 1,000 follows. Awesome.
Nice. You know, you've made
that's straight trolling right there.
That's straight trolling.
Yeah. You know, and then some of the other issues I see is, in my example, my community is very troll. I'm a troll. Like, that's what I troll. Yeah, I'm a troll. So and I troll other trolls, and so my community has become a very troll with each other. We all rag on each other. You know, everyone knows each other, so they're all going after each other. The issue then sometimes is someone they just knock it up a little too much, and it's like, whoa, okay, like, you gotta bring it down, you know, or they just don't stop, they just keep going, and it's like, all right, you know, like, I'm trying to work here.
Well,
I think where the issue comes in.
I think and this was a note in here of like trolling friends. I think this ties in where like you very much control friends and other streamers in the community that you have some type of relationship with, because you know what's too far or what's, you know, and what's okay. And I think the challenge is when you have somebody trying to get in on that takes it too far, and then you realize, oh, you didn't have that relationship you thought. And like good examples is like on Twitter or something like that. And the three of us rag on each other all the time on Twitter, and we do with other content creators spiking from Realm, and that's fine and that's good. But it would be different if like someone you never knew all of a sudden dropped something on like a post that you made, and it was just like, how do I take that? You think
Right.
for a quick second. And like the same example is like in Twitch chat. Like I have a follower who's been following me for almost 6 years now. So they've been with me from Justin TV into Twitch and everything. And they are the biggest troll you could find. But I've known him long enough where it's okay. So like he'll jump in chat, he'll drop F-bombs here and there. He'll say, you know, the C word if we want to be politically like correct here. He will the N word, just whatever. Like you know, I don't mind. He's this really cool gay guy from Baltimore, and I won't say his name just in case, but he will make gay slurs all the time in chat. He'll talk about penises in chat all the time and dicks. He will. You can song request on my channel, and he will play the most homophobic songs sometimes, or sexual songs, or whatever. So that's pure trollage right there, like in every way, shape, or form. But him and I have a relationship where it's completely okay with me. Like it's okay, and I can get to the point where I can time him out, and he's not coming back butthurt the next day. No pun intended, I guess.
No pun intended.
or you know, like he'll request a song and I gotta stop it. Like every once in a while there'll be a song and it's like that's too far. I gotta mute it type of deal. Like and it's no big deal and it's fine. And that is a fine line, I think, with trolling, where it's like it's okay to troll. It absolutely is, but there's a fine line, and your relationship status with that person and your friendship is a key indicator of how far you can take it.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say like this kind of came up because I've seen it happen with other people, but like for me switching the mixer was actually pretty funny, was because I allowed so much trolling to go on Twitch and not say anything about it, just kind of like ignored it, didn't really say much. And then one night I just got pissed off because there's a big difference between me when I'm playing pub lobbies and when I'm playing ranked lobbies. I get more serious when I'm playing ranked.
It's just a game.
Oh my god. You all right? No, but and then one night I was just getting trolled like crazy, and it was like, I ended my stream and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go live on Mixer, screw it, and I never went back.
Yep, best decision you ever made.
But ever since I went to Mixer, I have changed the way I do things. I've changed the way things are ran.
Sure.
And I've changed the way things are ran. Yeah, and I've told Goldie knows how it is on Mixer, but I've told my other mods how I want it now. And there's a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine. I mean, I've hung out with him in person. I've seen him at events, and he can't come to my chat without trolling. And one day I did go off on him pretty bad in chat. Like I asked him to stop, and he goes, "Oh, you're gonna be all sensitive, you little da 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 da." And then I end up dying. He says something like, "See you guys, Glock's peak, time to unfollow, blah blah." And I just laid into him. I was having a very bad day, and I stuck to my schedule. I shouldn't have streamed. I still did, and I went off on him. And then he wanted to get mad at me. We talked about it in the DMs afterwards and stuff like that. But then I told him, I was like, dude, I was playing this, and you're in there, all you're doing is talking crap and this and that. I asked you to stop, you didn't stop. And and then he comes to my chat every once in a while, he lurks, but like he doesn't really talk much. He never really talked in the first place. His only purpose of being there is to talk crap. But now he kind of like stuck. I'll see him on the viewer list, and he'll say like one thing here or there, but he really doesn't hey, how you doing, and stuff like that. He's always just a troll. But I could have handled that way differently. I could have DM him and let him know, hey man, today was really rough. This happened, that happened. I really am not in the mood for this. Right. That's where it comes down to you need to control your own chat, and because no one really wants to see you go off on a viewer like that, no matter who they are or whatever. You can easily just. I mean, I've had people DM me while I'm streaming, and we're joking back and forth, and they feel like I went too far. And then they'll DM me and say, hey, or do you really think that? I'm like, bro, I was just kidding.
Yeah. So something I thought about there, you were talking about like trolling and stuff. I think it's interesting because it depends on the platform. So like one that sticks out to me a lot that really gets me going is like I am very active on the Realm Royale Reddit. And it's also because I post I post a lot of content on there. Well, it's funny. Here's a good example. So like Glock 9 will troll some of my Reddit posts, and I'm okay with that because I know who he is. But the downside is like Reddit is like a crowd of people with a pitchfork ready to just bitch and complain. And so like I had one the other day and I had to pull the political card because I was like, okay, I need to be the adult here. Where it was like I posted a video on YouTube that was it said best assassin in Realm Royale was the graphic and the title. So I said, and this guy posted a Reddit comment like calling me out, telling me how bad I was. And it's like, hey, I'm not the best assassin to start with. I never say I will. And even when I play and live stream, I'm never like I'm the best person in the world. But the guy didn't watch the video. And then it comes after me. This is trolling right here, saying, you know, like, you are not the best assassin. And nor was I saying in the video. Actually, in the video, I was asking the community who they felt the best assassin was. In the
Who got the most votes, by the way?
I didn't count. Get out of here. I heard it was.
I'm just saying.
I did not check. I should go back and check.
I will say I counted.
You post a video. You post a video asking a question. You get the answer.
So my response to this guy was very much like, and I have found this as a very easy response works on Reddit, where it's very much me explaining, hey, I never said I was the best assassin. Thanks for watching the video. You have no clue what it's about. And then going, what is your contribution to the community? Go ahead and link me your content.
Hold on. I just looked at your Reddit, and we're gonna talk about trolling. The first thing I see in the comments is your keyboard stuck on caps lock every time you title your videos?
Yeah.
No, next comment. No one cares. Yes, you of all people are the best assassin in the game. Lolled. Oh, that's KDN. Bro, okay, hold on. Let's talk about this real fast. I didn't realize that's the guy that posted. This guy has come to my chat.
Oh, he's
number one. He street sniped me before and got clapped. And then he actually got in an argument with me. Number one, I don't call myself the best assassin or sniper rifle. I just say there's a different tier of sniper rifle assassins.
Oh, there you go.
Just saying, I'm not the best because if you, like I said, we can go back to the history of Realm, and there are people like Kefri and these guys who were insane. But if your video was about who's the best right now, I will say that I believe that I do some things with sniper rifles that you don't usually see. But this guy KDN came to my chat and actually was telling me that I am a horrible assassin, this, and this. And I challenged him to use a Thunderstruck Mage or a Pincushion Hunter. And he was trying to third party me with a double proc trap and got 180 quickscoped. And I have the video of it. I will find it. And then he started cussing me out in chat and got banned from my Twitch chat. Now I know who you're talking about. Speaking of trolls.
Yeah, well, it's funny. It's funny because I posted another video more recently, and he actually had like a constructive comment, and I saw his name before I read the comment, and I was like, oh god. Like in my brain, I'm just like, really? Like again? Like is this? But it wasn't pure trollage. It actually had some ground.
KDN wrote, "Why would I watch a chubby grown-ass man's video with an obvious clickbait title?"
Did I respond to that one?
I'm sorry, I'm not model stud muffin material for you. Sad to see such high standards. I wait to see you post your content contribution to this subreddit. I bet it's fantastic. He writes back, I'm not into the whole content creation for a game with minimal activity / player base with no opportunity for growth, played by overambitious creators who think they're good at a game while designing clickbait titles to appeal to a 12-year-old. It would end up being 20-minute video of me just murdering entire lobbies. Woo, so
my god. So
this guy is so dude.
It's so funny though, because people like that
coming back.
People like that are very interesting to me because they are so active on that subreddit, but yet they're bashing the game to say like I wouldn't invest time. And it's like wait. You're so active on the subreddit, like uninstall, unsubscribe to the subreddit, and go about your day. So it's like it's this total troll. That is a total troll mentality.
Yes, yeah, that's what I don't understand. Especially go to Realm Royale and stuff like that. People talk so much trash about this game who are currently playing the game, and that's why I always say like you're not helping by doing that. They like KDN plays this game so much, and he's on here bashing other people, calling it a dead game and this and that. It's like, what are you accomplishing? Like you spend most of your time playing this game anyway, but yet you want to sit here and bash the game like it's dead and you don't play it, but yet you do.
So I'm an admin for a Facebook Realm Royale Xbox community. It's the largest one on Facebook, and my biggest issue is people constantly trolling, bashing the game, or people will post a video, or they'll comment on, oh, you're playing with bots, playing.
And this is on
dead
Facebook.
Game.
This is
on Facebook, right? Yeah, it's on Facebook, and it's like I said, it's the largest Realm Royale Xbox community on Facebook. You don't
see that as often though, because with Facebook you don't have the autonomy that you do with like Twitter or Twitch behind a name. It's behind a person. Exactly. It's directly behind your name. Yeah. So that's why I would think trolling would be not as apparent.
Oh my God. It's horrible. And my biggest thing is, and like I said, I'm an admin on the page. Why are you here? If you think this is such a dead game, shit game, everyone's playing with bots. I haven't played this game in months. I'll tell you what, you don't even have to leave. I'll help you out the door because I don't want to deal with it. Like I don't get it. And like you said, why are these people on Reddit? At that point, it's just people just wanting to troll. It's in their nature. But I gotta get on Reddit because it sounds like people are having a lot of fun over there.
That guy just responded back to me and mentioned me banning him. I'm not gonna get into it with that guy. He's a waste of time. It's one of the things. Okay, speaking of trolling, I just responded back to his tweet about him deleting lobbies. I said, I replied back and I said, it's funny because you always get deleted in my lobbies. And he said, I distinctly remember me getting banned for wiping you twice, which is an obvious lie because the guy's only killed me one time. And it was a third party, and I knew it was a stream snipe because I was watching the viewer list the entire time. And he was in the storm. Why were you in the storm, dude? Behind me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, the guy is like trying to save face right there. And he, there's no point. It's one of the things where sometimes, it's okay to respond to a troll. Other time, I'm just going to waste my time for the next hour responding back to this guy. And, just to save face. I'm not going to waste my time with it.
That's my biggest issue. Like in stream, yeah, I can time you out, or it's verbal, it's whatever. I can't stop myself sometimes. Is when it's keyboard warrior.
Well, I
can't stop myself sometimes.
Just before the stream, I finally I mention all the time, I'm bad with following people back on Twitter because I'm so used to seeing we all have the same communities, and I see your tweets and I assume I'm following you. I'm really bad with that. And so there's someone that I've had beef with in the past. We don't follow each other, but I always see his tweets. And he's a troll. That's all he does. And I see his tweets. And finally, I was dude, I just blocked the dude. I'm done. I don't want to see your stuff. I don't want you to see my stuff. I have nothing. I don't want anything to do with you because it always comes back somehow. The beef always comes back. And I was like, you're just blocked. I don't need anything to do with you at all.
It took Glock 9 forever to follow me on Twitter. I just want to point out.
I'm bad. I'm telling you, I am so bad.
The day he followed me, I was like, oh, I retweeted on Twitter. I'm like, oh, the Glock 9 just followed me. Holy cow.
But that happens a lot because, dude, I get that all those people screenshot. They're like, oh, Glock 9 followed. Like, oh, it's about time. I could have swore I was following you for months, man.
All I know is Glock 9 followed me before.
By the way, when does registration open for the Bach Bowl?
March 1st. March 1st.
Oh, nice.
Who's ready, baby?
Oh!
Hey Glock, I want to give you know how you can have an edge over the controller plebs? There are keyboards and mice you can plug in that register as a controller that you can absolutely get away with, and you can get in the same lobby, which actually it's not cheating, and here's why. All of these controller fangirls out there, all they want is a keyboard and mouse. Here's a good example, okay? Here's a troll example. I have a troll example.
Straight up.
I have a clickbaity video that says Realm Royale keyboard and mouse. It's keyboard and mouse support. And in that video, I call out console players for the fact of never wanting to play with PC players, but then asking when they're getting keyboard and mouse support. And
this is true.
And what bothers me is that the fact that they will plug it in and then it's like now I am the best player in the world, and it's like, wait, you're playing against Xbox and console players, which will say PC players have a advantage, which I agree. It's the age old argument. But it's funny because there are keyboards and mice out there supported by Sony and by Microsoft that work, that completely work. They're the cut down versions of them. Like, you don't need a huge keyboard, it's just what you need. And so and that video is actually in the top 25 videos on my YouTube channel. And all it is Xbox and PlayStation people complaining that my video did not tell them that it is now supported and that they want keyboard and mouse support so that they can not play crossplay but play against console players. And it's like, you guys are hypocrites. You guys are hypocrites.
On a side note, this is a really sexy controller.
It is.
I have not got a new Xbox controller forever. My kids destroyed my other one, so I ordered this one.
Who is that? Who is this stream not sponsored by?
Oh, this is not sponsored by Microsoft.
Okay, there we go.
We have two mixer streamers. Let's talk about the box ball and Xbox. You have a PC player just bought an Xbox controller that was actually very excited.
That has been brought up, and you know, it's.
You have no way to knowing.
There's no way of knowing. Yep. There's no way of.
I have to stream it, so I'm screwed.
Here's the thing. You can tell the difference at points.
You can tell real quick. People that don't know it, if someone's on console, when they turn, it's usually a perfectly level or slight movement. On PC, you'll see it just flick and go any different direction. You can't do that on console.
Right. Yeah. So that's the biggest thing. And what we do, remind everybody, and I do go over it in the pre-show, because it's always brought up, is if you see something that does not look right, you have to clip it and send it to the staff immediately. And we have people that are, know what they're looking at, know what they're looking for, and immediately will look at it. And I'm playing. So, I rely on them and I trust them. Whatever if they say yes, if they say no, like whatever they say goes. Like because I'll have people come to me or start messaging me like, I don't care.
Hey, I'm playing too, fool.
I don't care. But yeah, it's
funny story on that. So going back to the HRXs, because I've worked for High Res at them, and they have not used Xbox in the past at any of their events. The way they do it on stage is they have a PC with an Xbox client for Smite and Paladins, and you plug your controller into the PC, and they have them hide the keyboards and mice, even though they're right there. Like, they kind of like hide them so the cameras don't see them when they're like viewing and stuff like that. But it's fully not on an Xbox or on a PlayStation at all.
Right. Pure PC.
So let's rope it back to trolling. So I think, any last comments on trolling or items you want to chat about from your side?
I want to.
I was just gonna say, if there's anything to remember from as a streamer, if you're talking about trolling from a streamer, even though you have mods, it is up to you to control your chat.
Yep.
And if you're on Mixer, one of the things about Mixer, which I love, is if I sit there and I warn somebody and a mod doesn't have to call them out in chat, you can whisper. That's one of the coolest things about being on Mixer. I see whispers all the time. Like, they say highlighted blue, but like a mod can whisper to somebody else, but hey, he's actually not in a good mood, blah, blah, blah. But it comes down to the streamers in charge. If you're having a bad day and it's someone then you need to tell them, hey. And if you have to time them out, I don't care if Goldie just dropped 2,500 embers in my. I wasn't bits. Embers in my chat. Don't matter if you just dropped 2,500 embers. You can't come in here. I'm not in the mood. Stop it. I don't care. And if you want to be untimed out, it's another 2,500. Just say it.
You gotta pay to play. Pay to play.
And I agree. And building off of what you just said, my mods troll me, so it is hard. I'll troll right back at them. And no one cares about hockey vogs, but
I've been there for that.
it is part of my community. I'm going to call out my biggest troll, and I absolutely love him. But you know what? He's also one of my number one supporters. He has his own sticker in my channel, and it's MVP Panda, because he hates when I say it that way. But I love him. He's subbed. He's been with me before I was partner. He's subbed me day one. He's gone this whole way, but he's a fucking troll. And sometimes I want to reach through the goddamn screen. I can't even talk. That's how angry sometimes he gets me. And strangle him. But I absolutely love him. And he comes in and he'll talk about shit gameplay that I have. But the moment someone comes in and starts trolling me that he doesn't know, because he's there all the time, and if someone starts trolling me that he doesn't know, he's the first one to immediately put him in their place. And so there's times where I do get angry with, dude, you gotta go away, just go away for a little bit. But he's also the my number one defender. And you have to find that balance. He really does make. This is how he gets me. But I do love him. But he's also an asshole. And
you sound my wife.
But but going back to what Glock said, your mods are your first line of defense to try and get rid of, especially the bullshit stuff. They should be getting rid of right away.
Sure.
But ultimately, it comes down to you. And my biggest thing is, if the streamer is, especially if you're watching them, if you're part of that community, you should know what type of mood they're in. You should be able to immediately pick up. Like, I can go into Glock's stream and listen to him without even saying anything for 2 minutes, and I'll know exactly what type of mood he's in. And I do that with a lot of people that I know and stream and hang out with. So if you are someone that's in there, in someone's chat all the time, you should be able to pick up, hey, they're in a bad mood. Maybe I should just come in and just say, hey, what's going on? Don't come in, shots fired immediately.
Yo, what up, mother?
Right, yeah, exactly.
So
go fuck yourself, Panda.
Oh, see, you troll. So So we'll steer it towards this. We encourage our audience to ask us questions or leave us comments.
Yes.
If it is on any outlet, so YouTube, any of our platforms, on our Twitter is probably the best place moving forward, just because we all see that. But which is Dads and Gaming on Twitter. But feel free anywhere, any outlet, any platform that we're on, to leave comments with questions, with show recommendations that you'd like to see us cover. We'd love to see that. So we had one, and I'll let Goldie cover this, that came in that ties directly to our conversation.
And I
lost it.
Okay, I know it was. It was from Alvarez on Twitter.
Yes. Yeah.
And his question was, he would want to know our biggest rage moment ever.
Yes. Okay. So it was from Alvarez, and it at Darth, Octane, and Glock. Great question for you guys to answer on next at Dads and Gaming podcast. What was your worst rage quit moment?
Nice. So we'll throw it to Glock first.
I have two. Number one, I wish I could take my camera off. There is a hole, not hole. There's like a dent in my wall up there from UFC 3 online ranked, where I knocked the dude down like 6 times, and he flash knocked me out with one punch, and I threw my Xbox controller.
Typical console player.
The other one was Call of Duty 4 Blackout. It's actually this clip from Twitch made it into a video of rage moments for that. It has like 2 million views now.
Wow.
My teammate wasn't listening to me, and I was like, where you at? I can't find the other guy. And then I get shot in the back. I take my headset, I throw it, I stand up, and I slap my microphone. And my microphone goes swinging, and it hits the wall, and then the clip just ends me walking away. Those are my 2 worst rage moments ever. I usually don't get that animated. I'll get irritated. I was like, get quiet, or I'll start, like, dude, what are you doing? But I don't usually do that. So those are the 2 worst moments I've ever had in my life.
What do you have, Goldie?
I have 2. First one, I'm going to show an example. I was probably, I'm going to go with about 13, 14. I was heavy in the GoldenEye 007 scene. And my best friend kept on prox trapping me in facility in the damn vents. So every
Yep.
time I spawned, the damn procs would go off.
Yep.
I took my N64 controller and I just went, and I'm not gonna do this one because it's the only one I got. But
no, you don't. You have a red,
There's
you have
one
a red
behind you,
one.
there's one
Yeah, I
behind you.
know. I saw it earlier.
that one doesn't work. That's why it's over there. That one's for the kid. The it doesn't plug in. So that's Cora's. So this is the only one that does work. But
That's awesome.
And I snapped it.
Mm.
Right, I was probably by 13. So that was a nice my first real rage moment. Second one was Call of Duty. I want to say Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, but whichever one was the first one. So maybe it was 2. I don't remember.
Okay.
Whichever one when the nuke first came out. You had to hit. I think it was 25 kills in a row. And I was at 24, and I happened to be in a game. My friend was in an Xbox party with me, and he was on the other team, and he knew that I was closing in on this, and I was like, "Oh my god, dude, I'm gonna get it! I was like, "Just stay away from me. Just stay away. Don't kill me." Hey, he followed me, and he killed me at 24 kills, and headset kit went flying, controller went swinging. The only problem was to my left was a window, and
Oh my word!
right into the window.
I'm waiting for Octane to be like, I've never gotten mad at video games.
No.
It's just a game.
Those two are mine.
So mine is I feel most of my frustrations when I stream. I don't get frustrated often, but most of my frustrations are not necessarily against other people that I'm playing against, but with teammates. Is where most of my frustration comes from, especially in the BR side. So for me, mine was definitely playing PUBG, Player Unknown, and I can remember a time getting super frustrated at my partner, and I played boatloads of PUBG, so it was probably this person. They're a streamer. Their name begins with an X and it ends with Obia. And
I can only understand where this is going.
And I get so pissed when teammates like just aren't pulling their weight, or not necessarily in kills, but just where they should be, or they go off like, oh, shiny, and then they're gone. And it's like,
that's phobia every time.
So I know, I don't know if it was him or someone else I was playing with, but I recall getting so pissed at a teammate on doing that and me dying that I took my mouse. It was a Razer mouse. I remember it. And I literally took the top of the mouse and just peeled that sucker off in frustration. Like, just ripped it in half. And then I was like, and then it just ended, and I was like, I'm done, and just ended the stream, like just G quit on the spot type of deal.
Yep.
And then about 10 minutes later, I was on Amazon ordering another one. But it was just, it definitely, you should be using lithium batteries, not those Duracell ones.
You should be using a recharge.
I
They
know.
came with
God.
them. The rechargeables don't come in until Monday.
I don't know
Thank you.
What kind of gamer are you that doesn't use a wired device? What if that goes in the middle of a critical moment? Just
You
saying.
had the battery sitting on the desk ready to go. Just saying.
Yeah.
I can't stand playing with people.
Yeah.
It's one of my biggest pet peeves, especially with my Maru group.
Mm.
All of a sudden, I'll be playing and then they're not moving, or they're like, oh, my batteries are dying.
Yeah. See, that's why you stupid
Number one.
console players.
All of a sudden, in the middle of the fight, middle of the fight, they're just standing there. What are you doing? Sorry, my batteries died.
This is why I will never have a wireless mouse. Ever.
I only have one for my stream PC.
I can understand that.
No, I have wired one for my.
What kind of competitor are you on the console playing with a wireless? I know it's convenient because you can sit like a bump on a log on your couch, all lazy with your controller, gaming it up. But come on now.
This goes on charge. It goes onto a dock, and I'm good to go.
Not everyone.
I can't have wires. I have a 2-year-old on me.
No, I was gonna say, you see, they talk all this crap. It's somewhere I have the wire to attach to the Xbox and my PC if I wanted to. I was literally putting the batteries in that came with it.
I hope Glock 9 is like neck and neck in the tournament for Bach Bowl. All of a sudden, 2 people
Battery
left,
dies.
and battery dies, I would just say, yes, yes, yes.
I still haven't picked a partner yet. I mean, I think I have a partner in mind. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it or not though. But we'll see.
don't pick someone that begins with X and ends in Obia. Okay.
No. I'm trying to find like a truly cracked out Xbox player to carry me to, you know.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. So, anyways, I think this is one of our longest shows at this point, which is awesome. I mean, plenty to talk about. So any last items you guys have before we wrap things up?
No, I'm good. I gotta go stream. So
Nice.
All I know is I know we were talking about trolls and but really the 2 of you are some toxic motherfuckers.
What are you talking
It
about?
It came out tonight. I'm just throwing that.
Hey.
what did I do? That was him.
Hey,
That's on him.
it's not trolling if it's the truth, okay? All right, well, cool. So, as a reminder, guys, we are on Spotify now. We are on Podbeam, so go check us out. Give us a follow, subscribe, whatever you need to on that platform. Download the last 4 episodes. Leave us a comment on our Twitter, Dads in Gaming. Let us know how you felt about this show, anything you wanted to add, or anything you want us to talk about in the future. We'll have another episode coming out next week. We have plenty of content. We've actually have a doc, which is future episodes of all the topics we want to cover.
A lot.
Yeah, who would have thought that you could take one topic and chat about it for an hour? Like fill over 60 minutes. So other than that, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, support us fellow content creators, give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment on that. Other than that, thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care. Cute.